Hey guys, Hamsterwheel here with a new video, and since everyone is talking about the Classic servers and their interpretation of Classic, I figured it's time to weigh in and let you guys know where I stand in regards to Classic servers. So there's been a few blue posts flying around by Blizzard community managers, kinda hinting that certain alterations for Classic Vanilla are open for discussion. Again, they're not saying that they will definitely change this, they are simply saying that they are willing to listen to people's feedback on what they want from Classic. I'm gonna let you know right now that some people might not like my opinion or view on Classic servers. And hey, if you have a different opinion, then that's perfectly fine. I think it's all in our best interest to discuss this in a calm and rational manner, rather than go apeshit and call for a war, because that only makes us all look bad and you're doing more bad than good to the community. I think it's much more effective to convince people on why Classic should stay Classic in its purest form by providing compelling arguments. I guess you could say that I'm advocating for people that are pro-Classic in its purest form, to bolster people with brilliance and not baffle them with bullshit. So, with that being said, the first thing I'd like to point out is that I don't think it's a really smart move for Blizzard to look at their own forums as an indication for what people want out of Classic. I mean, let's face it, many people who want Classic WoW are still playing on private servers and have cancelled their subscription a very long time ago. In other words, the majority of your target audience is not found on the official Blizzard forums. So based on that, I don't think it's a smart move to look at that as your main source of feedback. Again, I'm not saying that Blizzard is doing this 100%, I'm just letting my voice be heard and express my concerns, hoping that someone from Blizzard might pick up on this. Oh, by the way, there is a survey out where you can fill in basically what you want from Classic WoW, and I'll put that in the video description so you can let your voice be heard. There's no certainty Blizzard will use this information, but it never hurts to try. I mean, we could say the same thing about the petition advocating for legacy servers that we all signed, and look what that accomplished. Anyway, I digress. What I want from Classic servers is the purest form of Classic. Now, I can't speak for the whole community, but I think your target audience, Blizzard, wants the true vanilla experience. How do you deliver the true vanilla experience? Don't touch it. Leave it as is. I know that vanilla wasn't perfect, and I know that, for instance, certain specs were better than others, but to be fair, that is what made vanilla, vanilla. Having subpar specs like Retribution Paladins and Balance Druids was part of the game, and was also fun and challenging in order to make them work. They were considered the underdog specs, which gave them a certain charm, and also, admittedly, a negative stigma. But they were viable under certain circumstances. I mean, look at Esfand and his Retribution Paladin. He's actually making it work, and he's a damn good Retribution Paladin as well. Same goes for my Moonkin. Underappreciated spec, but lethal if played right, and definitely able to pull its own weight in raids. I know that this is just one example of things that on paper look negative, but it's very important to realize that this is just part of the game. Just like not having an option to turn off PvP, or dungeons that take a lot of time to clear. That's just vanilla. That's the true vanilla experience. I mean, look at Nostarius. Did they revamp specs and balance them out through custom alterations? No. Did they decide to add changes so dungeons could be cleared in less than 15 minutes? No. Did they add features like the Raid Finder or Dungeon Finder? No. And look at how successful that server was. Over 800,000 active accounts. Well over 10,000 people playing at the same time. I seriously doubt they would be getting numbers if they made their own custom changes, and it shows in the private server community. More Blizz-like servers tend to do better, and custom realms where the devs themselves try to balance the game more accordingly and make specs viable just aren't doing that well. Look at Primal WoW for instance, a server where you could raid level 60 content, but with the Wrath of the Lich King core, which resulted in many specs being way more viable, like the Elemental Shaman and the Balance Druid. But unfortunately, it's just not what the majority of the people wanted, and it showed because Primal was always struggling to get even more than 300 people online. Alter the game and you will alter the experience. If you start buffing other classes with custom changes, it could change tactics and raid setups completely. If you start adding quality of life changes, it's going to take away certain elements of vanilla WoW. It's going to change the way we will look at dungeons and raids. The hard work you had to put in just to get the basic mount. The struggle to get to level 60. The struggle to get all the way to a dungeon rather than porting in. It's all part of that vanilla experience. Change it and you will change vanilla. And like I said, I think it's fair to say that the majority of people who want to play on your Classic servers want the true vanilla experience. So, as a small YouTube channel with 20,000 subs, I know my voice isn't as loud as, let's say, a lot of the other YouTubers. I know there's a good to fair chance that no one from Blizzard will pick up on what I'm saying, but again, it never hurts to try. Don't change vanilla. Don't add modern elements of WoW in there, because it's not what vanilla is about. So there you go, a quick video about me speaking my mind about this whole classic server discussion. I once again like to stress people that this is just my opinion, and I'm just one of many people that enjoy vanilla WoW. So your interpretation on what classic servers should be like might differ, and that's fine. We can have a calm and rational discussion about it. I mean, it's not like classic servers are going to be released next week, so there's plenty of time to let our voices be heard and discuss on what people want when they're talking about classic WoW. Oh, and one more thing I'd like to add is I want to remind people to not lose their mind over a few posts that some community managers made. Let's wait and see what the actual developers or people that are in charge of releasing classic servers have to say. And that's gonna do it for now. I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm Hamsterwheel and have a good one.